Strickland?
Stickelman. Yeah, Stickelman.
Hi, welcome back to Mountain Morning Show. And we are here with the interim CEO of the National Ability Center, which everyone in Park City and actually probably nationally love. And Kevin, and so go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what your new role is.
Yeah, so my name is Kevin Stickelman. I've been at the National Ability Center for just over 2 years as the Chief Operating Officer, and just a couple weeks ago stepped in as interim CEO here. Hopefully that becomes a permanent gig, but we'll see how things go. Okay.
And what brought you to National Ability Center?
Yeah, sure. So I had been in the ski business for about 20 years. A stop in that time was here in Park City from 1999 to 2004.
Okay.
And while I was here, I kind of got familiar with the NAC at that time. And my wife and I, a couple years ago, were living in Vegas. I was running Lee Canyon Ski Area outside of the city there in the Spring Mountains. And we knew that we didn't want to raise our kids in the Vegas metro area, and just had kind of started talking about what the next step was when this job came open here at the NAC. And it's like, you know, why not? We love Park City. We've still got friends in that area, and let's see what we can make happen. And one thing led to another, and we wound up here in April of 2016.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. So you have kind of a personal connection, though, with the National Ability Center. Tell us a little bit about that.
I do. So I was born with a congenital condition, and it essentially resulted in a disfigured foot. So when I was 13 months old, my leg was amputated below the knee. And so for 40 years, I've been an amputee. I learned how to walk on a prosthetic, ski on a prosthetic, run, hike, you know, all of those other things. And had two younger brothers and never would let them get the best of me. So it really pushed me when I was growing up to be active and involved in recreation. And you know, it's been part of my life, and as you mentioned, a direct mission connection to what we do at the NAC.
That's great. Now, do you only serve, for those who are not really familiar with the National Ability Center, you serve other types of disabilities as well, is that correct?
We certainly do.
Okay.
So in 1985, the NAC started actually as a veterans group to provide recreational service to Vietnam vets.
Okay.
And that was done through a grant. And from that first year to now, we've grown to serve everything from disabled veterans and their families to kids on the autism spectrum, cognitive, all sorts of you know, physical disabilities, whether it's people who are paralyzed, people who have amputations like myself. And this year we're on track to do 37,000 lessons.
Oh my. Now those aren't just ski lessons, right?
No, they're not. No.
Okay, what other things do you do?
So we do whitewater rafting,
Okay.
mountain biking, aquatics, equestrian, which is a huge program for us. Cycling, we run at Jordanelle all summer long in water sports, so wakeboarding and water skiing, paddle sports, you know, all sorts of things across the state of Utah. We have offices here in Park City, also in Moab, and then an area in Salt Lake to serve the Wasatch Front as well.
That's great. So what is your favorite part about being in the leadership at National Ability Center?
You know, I would have to say, seeing our participants work with our staff and volunteers is just something that's incredible. Every day you can get a true sense firsthand of what we're doing, the lives we're impacting through the people that we serve in our programs. And it's my favorite part is to be able to get out and walk around the ranch, or get out, you know, down in Moab or in programs here in the Salt Lake area and just see what we do in action. It's amazing. That's
great. Now, if you wanted to volunteer, what would be the best way to find out about what's available at National Ability Center?
Sure. So we have volunteers that support direct programs, obviously, but also facilities maintenance, administrative work. Some of our events, you know, rely heavily on volunteers. Our website is the best place to go, so discovernac.org. You can go there, find out information, sign up to be a volunteer. We have trainings that are ongoing every month for program volunteers, and then, as I said, event-specific stuff around the year.
That sounds wonderful. So what do you have coming up in the next little while?
Any
events?
Our next big event is actually down in Salt Lake. It is the Saluting Our Heroes event in November. And that's really our annual tribute to all of our veterans. And that event will have more coming out as the next few weeks go on about guest speakers and the agenda for that day.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Okay, and people can find out on your website about that?
On our website as well. Yeah, our website is really our one-stop shop for information, or obviously firsthand. You know, we love giving tours of the ranch, and so invite people to come out and see firsthand what we do. And we also have information on all of our events and programs out there at the location.
Okay, and if you wanted to access, say, a lesson. So my background, I ran the Autism Society of Utah for years. So I know a little bit about your programming, but it's been quite a while since I was in that arena. So if I had a child that was, say, 10 and I wanted to have them learn to ski this year, what would that look like?
So what it looks like, our program registration for winter specifically opens in person on September 4th. We do open online on the 1st. You can sign up there, you can call and get information. If you've never been in our programs before, you can also come out and take a visit and meet some of our instructors first person. Especially if you're local. We have programs that run multi-week in the wintertime for skiing and snowboarding, and those session lessons start in December, and we have multiple sessions that start throughout the winter. So we have tremendous options both for those type of session lessons, also private lessons, and any of our programs that we do are an option as well.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. Now, not just skiing, do we do snowboarding as well?
We do snowboarding as well, and we also operate at multiple locations. Obviously, Park City Mountain is the largest lesson offerings that we have, but we also offer lessons at Deer Valley, Brighton, and Solitude. And then
that's great.
Cross-country skiing and snowshoeing out in Round Valley, in the Uintas, and then in Big Cottonwood Canyon as well.
Oh, that sounds great. And it's my understanding you serve all age groups, correct?
We do. Yeah, some of our programs have minimum ages, and those are listed on the website when you go to register. But we have, individuals as young as 2 all the way up to, the aging population. We have a lot of retirees who are coming out and utilizing our services as they get older, because things like recumbent bicycles become easier to ride than a traditional bike once you start, getting a little slowed down in your physical activity and up there in age, and so we have lots of services for that population as well.
Great. What else is changing or exciting things are happening at the National Ability Center? It sounds like it's a transition kind of a period right now.
It is a transition period, but we've had a lot of things on the docket, and that's not going to slow down. We have groundbreaking going on this fall for a couple new facilities out at the ranch.
Wonderful.
Our equestrian center expansion starts construction the end of September, and then we're also planning on breaking ground on our new recreation center in October. So a lot of things going on out there, and obviously we've been talking about it for a while, but we're in what's hopefully the final stages of negotiation on our mountain center. We have a lease with Vail Resorts for 50 years, so we've secured the land. We're now looking at the entitlements for utility easements and things like that. And so once those
all the things to make that happen.
Exactly. You got to run water and power and all.
They want water, really?
Exactly.
Okay, well, great. Well, it is so nice to meet you, Kevin, and I hope that you will come back and update us as this progression comes along. And congratulations, and I hope that we'll talk soon. Okay, thanks.
All right.
And we'll be back soon.